Ian Pryor, Executive Director of Fight for Schools. Ian, great to have you with us. You know, listening to Mike Emanuel's report, a couple things jump out at me. One is that the school board said that they were hearing from parents who felt that students had fear and hurt and disappointment about coming back to school after Tanner Cross was reinstated. What's your reaction to that?
Well, my reaction to that is I've seen some of those emails, through FOIA materials, and it's really a small minority of people that are opposing Mr. Cross. The overwhelming amount of parents out here are supportive of his First Amendment rights. And I've never seen a government body so hostile to the First Amendment rights of teachers, students, and parents as the Loudoun County, Virginia School Board. It's absolutely astonishing.
Yeah, it is so interesting in so many of these situations, Ian, where you see this very loud, small group that is forcing the sort of culture to move in one direction in all of these schools. But now it feels that there is a growing backlash from parents who are galvanizing against some of these things. And just listening to the teacher, Jeremy Wright, who we heard speak in Mike Emanuel's piece as well, it's clear that teachers feel emboldened by Tanner Cross.
Yeah, I think what you're seeing here is a great awakening, and it's right here in Loudoun County. This is the epicenter of parents that are, really looking at each other and putting all other political differences aside. It doesn't matter who you voted for, where you stand on immigration, whether you're Republican, Democrat. The key thing that is the tie that binds all of us in this movement is fighting for our kids. And I have lots of people all across the country that'll email me saying, how can we do this here? Well, you got to step up. You got to be brave. They're going to call you names, but talk to your kids. Send FOIAs, get the information, figure out what they're learning, step up, fight for their education, and be a hero.
Yeah, I think a lot of parents agree with you. Based on this poll that we have here, voters' impressions of critical race theory, one aspect of what's being battled over right now. 50% have an unfavorable impression of CRT, 42% favorable. Where do you see this going? So now that you see more parents and teachers kind of fighting back and speaking up for their own opinions on how they'd like to see these schools go, where do you see this, over the summer and next year?
Well, I think parents are doing their homework, and I think what they're going to find is that there's an $8 billion industry out there of consultants that are getting these massive contracts from school boards. Our tax dollars are paying them to come in, find a problem, and then fix the problem. And the problem doesn't exist, but it's their job to find the problem and fix the problem, and they end up having all these contracts. So I would tell everybody, do your research on where it is that this stuff is coming from, because you're paying for it with your tax dollars, and you're going to find out that the data they use is, it's something an 8th grade statistician could take apart.
I think that's such a good point, and especially given the fact that we have $132 billion that went to school reopenings, and now they're saying there's not enough money. So much money has gone to sort of saying, well, we have this program, we brought in this consultant, and so we're doing our part. I think following the money is a great idea. Real quick.
Say that again. I missed you.
Sorry, Ian. We're out of time. Thank you so much. Good to have you here.
Oh, thank you. Take care.
Ian Pryor, who has been so outspoken and instrumental in this whole thing. And I just think he makes such a great point about following the money. Because after George Floyd's murder, there was a lot of discussion about, making people more aware of some of these issues. And so many of these consultants got paid millions and millions of dollars in school budgets. And that's part of how we got where we are.
He's been on it. Before we get out of here, we got a couple winners for you, Martha.